Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 18th of August 2009, and just welcome to the most indebted nation in the Western world, Ireland. And I want to continue on what we were talking about the other day, the previous snip before yesterday, which is the media. And really, what I want to talk about is I would like to talk about the newspaper and radio media, which is the other aspect, obviously, outside of the television. And in Ireland, that's controlled by a world conglomerate, which is owned effectively by two Irish men. And when I mean a world conglomerate, I mean I put it up on its sphere of influence, you can see, because it's obviously quite long to go into the actual operations of it and the scale of it. But I printed it up out of the information that I was able to get from the internet. And it'll give you a good idea of its power and influence, certainly within Ireland anyway. In the main, it's headed up by two men. Up until last year, it was headed up by a man called Dr. Tony O'Reilly and another man called Dennis O'Brien, that I want to deal with. But Dr. Tony O'Reilly has stood down, and his son Gavin now has taken his place as chairman of this. It's called the Independent News and Media PLC, and as I say, it's a vast corporate entity, a vast corporate conglomerate, newspaper and media conglomerate. And this man Dennis O'Brien bought into it over the last few years, and he bought a huge tranche of shares of this newspaper and media conglomerate for hundreds of millions of euros. And I don't know if you're aware of Mr. O'Brien, the background to this man Dennis O'Brien, but what happened was they're having an inquiry into his shenanigans, his whole financial situation at the moment. So I have to be careful about what I say. I don't want to compromise anything there. Mr. O'Brien got involved with a Fine Gael cabinet minister, and as a result of getting involved with this minister, he was allocated a mobile license, a mobile phone license. I think this was around about 1995, and the company was called the company ESAT Digifone. And then what happened was he was subsequently able to sell that company, ESAT Digifone, in I think January 2000, approximately. And there were three people involved in the selling of this: himself, a Norwegian company, and another man who's in a similar situation to himself called Dermot Desmond. And Dennis O'Brien personally acquired 317 million euros as a result of that sale. And at that time there was capital gains of 20%, so he should have paid the Irish state, because it was an Irish company which he'd sold. He should have paid the Irish state 60 million euros, but he chose not to because of the anomalies that exist inside the Irish system here. And he went offshore and declared himself a tax exile. And now he's in the situation where he can come to this country for 183 days of the year, but he doesn't have to worry about the payment of the capital gains. So we're in this extraordinary situation in a little country of 4.2 million. Our revenue commissioner, who's a lady called Josephine Feely, she, in front of a Dáil committee in the earlier part of this year, told us that there were approximately 6,000 people. I think it's 5,600 or 5,700 people. I'd say it's 5,000. Let's say it's 5,000 who fit into this category of being tax exiles. And these people are at the very top of the capitalist pyramid that exists in this country. These are not working class people or middle class people. These are people at the very top. These are people who are of substantial wealth and own substantial assets and property and whatever all around the world, are what we would call the super rich. They fit into that category of being the super rich, and they fit into this tax exile situation where they, as long as they claim their main residence is outside of this country, they don't pay any tax. But they're allowed to carry Irish passports, they're allowed to call themselves Irish citizens, and they can come and live in this country for 183 days of the year. But 103 people last year were sent to prison for non-payment of their RTE license, €160. Now, these 6,000 people, or sorry, 5,000 people, they fit into the Leona Helmsley principle, and the Leona Helmsley principle is one of only little people pay taxes. Now, we all know what happened to Leona Helmsley in the United States. The IRS stuck her in prison in 1990. She served almost 2 years. And I just think it's incongruous that a big mighty nation, the great republic of the United States, can do that to its citizens. But a little republic like us, we treat these people differently. We brown nose these people. We are servile in the extreme towards these people. We are complacent in the extreme towards these people. These people can waltz in and out of our country, up to the VIP lounge in Dublin Airport or wherever it is, and are met by political police and guarded. And if you were to say Jack Doe to these people up at Dublin Airport, or accost them in any way, you'd be arrested on common assault. But these people don't pay any tax in this country. But you must forget, they're the good and the mighty. They don't need to pay tax, you see. It's only little people pay tax. It's only punters like you and me and all the Joes around the place, the ordinary citizens. We pay tax. But these people don't pay tax. They don't have any laws governing. They can do what they like. They can come in and out of here like they're Superman. No tax, no nothing. It's my Irish passport. I'm Mr. Wonderful. They're all Mr. Wonderful. We're a truly extraordinary nation. We are truly... The English left here in 1922. And wouldn't you think after getting rid of them, getting rid of our imperial past, we'd flower as a nation? Oh no. We got a new imperial master from the Vatican. They arrived. And we know what they did behind closed doors in this state for 50 years. And then when that became too much, and that became, even the media then couldn't hide it. It became so many people. They destroyed the lives of so many children. And it came into the public domain. We now have a new masters. And they're the corporate masters, the banksters. The banksters and the corporate masters. And the like of these people, independent news and media, they say. The smallest person that works for them pays tax in Ireland. They don't pay any tax. A man who sweeps up the floor up in City West where they publish their newspapers and earns 300 or 400 euros a week, he pays tax in Ireland. But Dr. Tony O'Reilly, his son Gavin, and Dennis O'Brien, they don't pay tax. We'll get back, we'll have more of this later. Thank you very much.